Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Companions Raw Rundown for May 26, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, this new faction is here. It has arrived. It makes its entrance. And talk about drip. Talk about aura. Like my boy Big Bronson Reed with the looking clean with the shades, with the chain, and then Braun Breaker looking like an unstoppable badass. Let's go. So, if you didn't check it out, this new faction of Seth Rollins' design got its last member Saturday night in Big Bronson Reed, and they made their full together entrance as one here on Monday Night Raw. And then we kick off the show with Paul Heyman, with some Paul Heyman just premium level of glazing. He starts in talking about Braun Breaker and how Braun Breaker is an unstoppable badass and an attack dog. And if you were to send if a Terminator from the future was sent back and to this time, and you asked it who's going to main event the next 10 WrestleManias, it would tell you Braun Breaker. Like, my boy Paul Heyman was putting on the premium glaze, the premium special package glaze for these guys. And then he goes over to Big Bronson Reed, starts glazing him up too, talking about how top tier talent was afraid to get into the ring with Big Bronson Reed, and he did what Roman Reigns, CM Punk, all these people couldn't do to Seth Rollins, the beating he put on him in just one night. And just great, fantastic stuff from Paul Heyman, doing what Paul Heyman does best, Then the promo kind of, we probably should have ended it, with Paul Heyman, but I get it. Gotta let my boy Seth talk. Seth didn't really have anything too groundbreaking, too monumental, too earth-shattering to share. He basically said that he has found something even more key and powerful to the trajectory of the future and everything, even more important or even more valuable than a world title. It's controlling the fate of those world titles. I think that's a little goofy. I feel like you probably get more pull and more you pull the strings kind of deal if you are the champion. But anyways, Seth Rollins as Mr. Money in the Bank with this new faction behind him, I will say, is very, very interesting, because that opens up SmackDown too, man. That opens up John Cena, that opens up Cody Rhodes down the line, it opens up a world of possibilities, and I can only imagine just all the different things they could do if they decided to go with Seth Rollins as Mr. Money in the Bank. Not to spoil anything further down the line, he's in a qualifying match. After that, we get our first qualifying match of the night for the Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Penta, Zero Miedo, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable, all competing for that spot for the Money in the Bank ladder match. An amazing match. If you love luchadors, if you love high flying, if you love fast pace matches, this was honestly not that long of a match. I'd have to look and see exactly how much time it was, but honestly, it wasn't a super long match, but it cooked. Dragon Lee is so good and so underrated. He can't really talk too much, but that's okay, and it sucks that he's stuck in this LWO vortex. But Dragon Lee is that dude. We all knew Penta and Chad Gable were, but Dragon Lee's that dude. In case you forgot, put some respect on Dragon Lee's name, my guy. After that, so we get the Judgment Day Clubhouse. We got Dom and Finn, JD, all of them hanging out back there. In walks a woman with a plate, giant tray full of chicken nuggets, and offers Dom some. Who is this individual? None other than Roxanne Perez. And then she sets down the chicken nuggets and starts shoulder rubbing his championship shoulder, holding the belt. And what happens as she's giving him this shoulder rub? Konnichiwa, bitches. Liv Morgan's back, baby. Oh, yeah. Missed you, Liv Morgan. So glad you're back. Liv Morgan is back, and Dom is in some deep doo-doo. I will say, though, if he pulls Roxanne Perez, the man did a full sweep. You're telling me he went from Rhea Ripley to Liv Morgan to Roxanne Perez? Dude, he's doing something right. Anyways, I digress. Next, we see a mercy killing. Rusev literally puts Tozawa down like a sick dog. Like, it wasn't a very long match, and he just brutalized him. Like I knew he would, man. Listen, we get Sheamus to come out, and we're setting up that feud. Great. Love that. Why didn't we start with this? Why didn't we have Rusev kind of feuding with Sheamus kind of at the beginning? What was with all this Alpha Academy stuff? Because if you say, oh, you had Rusev beat up Alpha Academy to look strong, dude, my grandmother could beat up Alpha Academy. Like, everybody beats up Alpha Academy. It doesn't make you look strong anymore. It's not a flex anymore. It's not how it is, So, I don't know, but I digress. Then we move on to Jey Uso comes out, and everybody getting lit. He starts to try and talk before he can really get too much out. Gunther comes out, and Gunther is doing Gunther, man, telling him, congratulations. Oh, hey, 15 years of Uso, oh, it's a big accomplishment. And, just being a shitster, just being that guy, and I love it. What I will say fell very, very flat was Jey Uso's promo. Don't know what that was. I don't know if he forgot his promo. I don't know if he just didn't know what to say or what happened, because he took 20 years with these super, super, super long pauses in between a single word, like he didn't know what he was saying, just to say nothing. He really said a whole lot of nothing. He spent all this time, all this energy, and just looking around and even looking at Gunther like, what, feed me my line kind of deal, to say basically, I'm not overlooking you. I'm going to beat you. Yeet. That's really about it. And I don't know, man. Jey Uso, I don't like when Jey Uso tries to go into his emotional bag and it's not, and the situation doesn't call for it. I feel like they had a couple of moments where the emotional stuff for Jey Uso worked like really, really well in the past, and they think, oh, we should just lock into that. It worked really, really well in that moment because of the moment, because of the situation called for Jey Uso to be emotional, and this just kind of like he's trying to force himself to be super deep and not fight for them. Oos, and I don't know. It feels forced. Doesn't feel like him, and here we are. Moving on, we have the Creed Brothers versus the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Championships in a tag team triple threat match. Complaint off the back. My least favorite kind of multi-man tag team match is the one with two in at a time, and anybody can tag in from any team at any time. I hate that. I think those ways of doing that is so stupid. Just put, if it's a triple threat tag team match, put three of them in at a time. You can only tag your teammate. Like, I hate it. I hate it because it's stupid. It's a stupid concept, because if anybody can tag anybody, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to single this opponent out. I'm going to get you to my corner where my partner is. My partner is not going to tag me. He's not going to tag me. He's going to tag you. And then we're going to just chill over here, and he's going to pin me 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to walk out as champ. It's a silly concept. I don't like it. I never have. It takes me out of it. And then half the time, they don't even care about who's even in. Because, like, in this match, was Julius Creed even legal when he got pinned for the 1, 2, 3? I don't know. I bet you don't. You just assume he did because he got pinned. I don't know. I love the Creed brothers. I'm super, super, super high on the Creed brothers, man. I think they deserve a great push. They're awesome. The New Day, awesome. The War Raiders can cook when you let them cook. This fell flat for me. It had great moments, like that insane knee from Julius Creed where he like leapt like 6 feet in the air. That was dope. But I don't know, man. It failed to hit on certain cylinders, and that's a real shame. Real shame, because I like the Creed brothers and I would love them to get a shot at the tag titles. I can run with them. So it's a shame. Anyways, earlier in the night, Liv Morgan was heading to Adam Pearce's office because she wanted to get her Money in the Bank qualifying match. Which I think there are certain people that if they just want to ask for a qualifying match, to be put in a qualifying match for certain things, they should be allowed to. Liv Morgan, I feel, fits the bill for that. If she asks Adam Pearce, she should get it. I digress, because on the way to Adam Pearce's office, she runs into the Women's World Champion, Io Sky, and her newly returned best bud, Kairi Sane, chilling in the back. Liv Morgan, shoots off at the mouth at him and lets him know what's up, saying that she's going to win that Money in the Bank briefcase, and she's cashing in on Io. And Kairi bows up to her, yells some shit in Japanese at her that I don't understand, but it was cool. And then she challenged her to a match. And here we are, Liv Morgan versus Kairi Sane. I liked it, dude. I don't want to hear any slander over Liv Morgan. If you're shitting on Liv Morgan, you just don't like her gimmick. You don't like her being, like, you don't like her voice. You don't like her, like, yelling at the ref. You don't like some of the annoying things she does for her character. Because you can't say she don't cook. Because her character work is amazing. She's an amazing heel. She can talk really well. She knows her bag with this character. She is in her bag with this character. And in the ring, oh my goodness. I mean, she's no fucking Io Sky Rhea Ripley, but god damn it, she ain't out there putting on fucking 0-star matches. Come on. Give her some goddamn respect. She's out here cooking if you let her fucking cook. Pardon my language. So, no, I don't want to hear any Liv Morgan slander. You already know. Love my Japanese ladies. Kairi Sane cooks. Love the insane elbow. Didn't get to see it this time because of shenanigans happening. Roxanne Perez came in, pushed Kairi Sane off the top rope. Raquel tried to, was yelling with Roxanne, like, what are you doing here kind of deal. And Liv got distracted and got pinned. Later in the backstage, she ends up blaming Raquel. She said, you're the veteran. You should know better. Blah, blah, blah. Which is kind of surprising. Kind of interesting. Don't know where they're going with that, but I like it. Then Lyra Valkyria comes out, cuts a promo. So Lyra, I really like Lyra. Lyra is an amazing in-ring worker. She's amazing in-ring. She's trying really, really hard to get over. She's trying really hard. You can tell she really cares. But it just seems like when she's by herself, like out there, self-promo, cutting a promo to, like, not talking to anyone, but, like, the audience, the people. She just falls a little flat. It seems like she just needs somebody to rebuttal to, you go, I go, you go, riffing off of each other. And you could tell, because as soon as Becky came out, shit picked up. Like, even Lyra's promo picked up. Like, I like this feud. So we also get insight that this feud is continuing. That we have Money in the Bank, Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now we got stipulations. If Becky Lynch loses and Lyra Valkyria beats her again, Becky Lynch will not compete for the Women's Intercontinental Championship ever again. I don't know if that means, like, as long as Lyra's champ or just ever, but that's what she said. But if Becky wins and Lyra loses, Lyra has to raise Becky's hand as the better woman. A bit odd. Didn't really, add to the, stakes or the excitement for this match. I think the excitement level that I had for this match, I still have. So, that's it. Then we start getting ready for our main event, the last triple threat. Not the last, but the last one of the night. Triple threat qualifying match for Money in the Bank. We do go backstage beforehand, though, to see Sammy going through the hallway, getting ready to go. And we got Karrion Kross, baby. We got Karrion Kross. You've been begging for him. You've been buying his t-shirts. You've been saying, please, to the heavens, where is Karrion Kross? Well, he got 40 seconds of screen time, baby. Okay, 40 seconds now, a minute later, 2 minutes later, and then next thing you know, world champion. I don't know, but we're gunning for it, baby, because Karrion Kross, love it, seeping. We'll see, I like that so I've seen interviews with Karrion Kross where he likes to say that wrestling should be watched episcopically, and he doesn't like when a feud or something just dies, there's no payoff. And I liked when he was kind of planting seeds into a feud with Sami Zayn. It was around the Royal Rumble time where he was planting seeds. He was getting into the mind of Sami Zayn. He was getting into the brain, getting under his skin. And we saw the continuation of that here with him, getting in his face and then saying, Sammy, you'll never be champion. He didn't just say that to another competitor, to another superstar, like Sami Zayn, who worked so hard. But he did say that. The biggest thing, though, is the symbolism. Because Karrion Kross is very big in the symbolism. What was Scarlett standing on, ladies and gentlemen? Do you remember? Because I remember. She was standing on a ladder. Why is that? I don't know. Possibly Karrion Kross Money in the Bank? Possibly he's in the match? Possibly he wins the match? To be continued. To be seen, I suppose. We get on to our main event. The Money in the Bank qualifying triple threat match between Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and Seth freaking Rollins. It was fun. Triple threat matches can be very exciting and very fast paced. You do have some triple threat matches that end up being kind of just one-on-ones for a while, and then like the guy who was like knocked out comes back in. It had more shades of that. There were, when they would tap into that fast pace, you go, I go, like fluidity of all three of them going, that's when this match started to cook. Like the ending sequence to this match, amazing. I loved it. From the Finn Balor getting, Sami Zayn hits the exploder suplex on Finn Balor, then Finn Balor gets the reversal, and gets both Sami and Seth into the corner, hits him with the big drop kick, then he goes for the coup de grace on Sami. Sami rolls out of the way, and then, he hits... I'm trying to remember it all verbatim, but it was along the lines of, like, he hit, like, a sling blade on somebody, or it may have been before that, but anyways, Seth ends up stomping him, and then as Seth gets up from the stomp, out of nowhere, a haluva kick, and then it looks like Sami's about to win the match. 1, 2, Braun Breaker pulls out Sami Zayn. And since there's a triple threat match, it's no DQ. They can do whatever they want. So they start whooping up on him and Bronson Reed. Well, Jey Uso's there. Jey Uso earlier in the night said he's got Sami Zayn's back. So he jumps over the barricade, starts, going after Bronson Reed and them, and they kind of fight him off. And then out of nowhere, bam, spears Jey, flattens Sami. And then it goes from that till you look over to the other side of the ring, and it's Dom. Dom rolls in with a steel chair. He slides the steel chair towards Finn to try and, help him. And before Finn could do anything with the steel chair, we see Seth do what we've seen him do to Finn 1,000 times. He stomps on his head on the steel chair, pins him 1, 2, 3. Seth freaking Rollins is going to Money in the Bank. They start brawling with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, like the new faction, Seth's new faction does. And then Punk comes out and kind of runs them off. Well, actually, no. Punk's music goes off. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they head towards the front to cut him off. Of course, anytime they do that, he ain't coming out front. He sneaks up behind Seth, hits him with the go to sleep, then runs out to the crowd, kind of looking at this new faction as they look at him dumbfounded. And that was Monday Night Raw. Overall, had some solid things. Overall, though, not the greatest, Definitely some low points. Getting ready for Money in the Bank. We're in the full swing of Money in the Bank. Road to Money in the Bank. But, no, I think overall it was decent with some great matches. The match of the night definitely being that Penta, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable Money in the Bank qualifying match. So, yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Alrighty, guys. Please tune in to the Patreon. I'm doing my Elimination Chamber reviews on there. We're going through every single Elimination Chamber ever, and we're ranking the Elimination Chamber itself and then the winners of both male and female. And we're doing match watch alongs, we're doing podcasts, so check that out on Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, anything pretty much social media wise. I probably have it. Check us out, The Wrestling Companion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Doses.